Alright. So let's talk about yesterday and this shoe. What I learned about this shoe yesterday. First, I have to ask the question. Is Adidas the Mercedes of running shoes? Or I should say, the Mercedes of super shoes? Because I found myself yesterday, this isn't the fastest shoe. I still think that the Alpha Fly is faster than the shoe, right? It's a great shoe though. Like the shoe don't make the man makes the shoe, or the woman makes the shoe. You feel me? It has a very breathable upper. The comfort on this is amazing. It's very close to the Saucony Endorphin Pro, but where I think this shoe excels is when you're in a race. So let's talk about my race yesterday. My race yesterday it went pretty well. I set a PR in these. I'm overall happy. We have to talk about the Malibu half marathon because on the chart, the elevation chart, they said it was a max of 200 feet elevation. When I looked at my watch, it said that I had an elevation gain of 465. There was nothing but hills on that, and they snuck a lot of hills in there. I met a couple friends there too, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's lots of hills, but don't worry about it." Shouts to Ted. He has a great yoga studio, 5 Point Yoga Studio. Go check it out if you're ever in Malibu. Shouts to him. He helped me through like the second half of the course. He was amazing. Just want to give him a shout out. But this shoe, I see the differences. So if you're a heel striker, this shoe might not be. Remember, this is my initial impressions. I only put 13.1 miles in the shoe. It's initial impression. This isn't a review at all. So this shoe is for the forefoot striker or the midfoot striker because you really want to be right here to get that pop and bounce on to the next step. If you land on your heels, this may not be the shoe for you. And I honestly, the only shoe that I feel like for heel foot strikers that you still get the pop of the plate would be that Alpha Fly. But this is an amazing shoe. Now the reason why I said is Adidas the Mercedes of super shoes is this shoe, it gets up in pace. It moves quick. It moves fast when it's in pace. It has a very luxurious ride. The upper is very breathable. But is it the fastest shoe? Is it the Porsche? Is it the... did I say Tesla Model S? That's a little controversial. Is it the 911, right? I don't think so. This is like driving... It's not like driving a boat, but once you get to moving, you get to moving. And you know what? This is only initial impressions because that last. Well, let's take a couple of things into account. First and foremost, half of the trail had a lot of sand on it, a lot of grip, lots of grip on this. I only nearly slipped at the end when I basically was on the beach, which was crazy, and I was trying to hit a turn. Also, not as nimble as say the Takumi Sen 8. Y'all know how I love that shoe. But yeah, this shoe, once you get up to the speeds, it really goes. The Light Strike Pro feels amazing. Honestly, to judge this shoe, even outside of running, this is an amazing looking shoe. Like amazing. On the style points, I have to give this a 10 out of 10. This is easily the best looking super shoe. I would say that Adidas makes the best looking running sneakers, period, over Nike, over Saucony, over Asics. Because you could take this with some nice fly sweats. You step out in this, everybody's like, "Oh, what's those?" Yeah, this is one of those. I would recommend this to the casual buyer. The price for these is steep at $275. Wait, no, sorry, not $275. These are $250. But right now Adidas is running a sale and they're $175. Still. But yeah, this is a shoe. Once you get to picking up the paces and you land in your midfoot and you could practice being a midfoot striker and really getting that pop, it's sky's the limit. But I have to run this on a flat course because if I was able, so the Staten Island half, I ran 1 hour and 38 minutes. That's what my official time was there. This one with heels, the same amount of heels. This probably has a little bit. This probably had more heels than I have. To do 136, I have to feel this, and I finished in the top 10 percentile. So, I mean, am I team Adidas? Maybe. Do they sponsor me? No. Am I biased? No. But am I becoming biased? Maybe. Has anybody else tried this shoe and loves this shoe? I think this shoe is how this shoe is flying. I think the only reason this shoe is flying under the radar is the price and the fact that Sauconys have been having a great year, and Alphafly clearly is still. I don't even say Alphafly is miles ahead. It's not miles ahead because I haven't tried the Alphafly 2, which I feel like is probably very similar to this, but the Alphafly 2 doesn't look as good as this. Like you step into your race with these on, it's like, oh, he's pretty serious. Shouts to the 3 stripes. But it's just my initial impressions. Very light, very breathable. The cushion is amazing. If you land here, when you land on your forefoot, you're gonna be going. If you land on your heel, honestly, if you land on the heel and you get the full pop, and you're able to still get the full roll and pop, this still moves fast. Like I said, I hit a personal record. I finished in 136. My average was 719 per mile. I finished in the top 10 percentile. I should really be raving about this shoe, but I want to feel it on a flat course to really know what I'm gonna do with it. But I think it did pretty well. Stay tuned for if you have this shoe and you've raced in it, let me know how you feel about it. Where does it fit in your rotation? Is this a shoe that you could do everything in? Yes. I think that you could train in this, but hold on. Take you back. If you pair these two shoes together, I definitely think that you can hit a lot of personal records, a lot of PRs, because this shoe is heavy enough with enough pop that when you throw this shoe on, you're gonna be so quick and agile. Adidas has a pretty the Adizero team. Shouts to them, they did an amazing job this year. These get a lot, amazing job. Shouts to you, Adidas. And I don't have the Takumi Sen 8 with me. You know, I'm still in Cali, fresh off the Malibu half. But yeah, these are just my initial impressions. You know, it's just a conversation. Let's have a conversation about it, honestly. How do you feel about the Adizero line? How do you feel about the naming? I know the naming is kind of long, but let's just talk about it. All right. Y'all know the name. So some people go out there and race. Some people go out there and run. Some people go out there and have fun. I do all of that. All of it. Up early for the grind. Now we'll have, here I come. Little Adidas, looking like an Adidas. I'm sponsored by Adidas, but you know how we do it. Gotta get ready for that grind. See you in a little bit.
Are you excited about these shoes?
I'm very excited. So technically you're not supposed to, I do things opposite. You're not technically supposed to, or it's not that you're not technically supposed to. They always say that you're supposed to run in your shoe prior to wearing it on race day. Like your race day shouldn't be the first time you put in the shoe on, but I'm the complete opposite. I want brand new experiences, brand new flow, brand new everything on race day. So this is the first day I'm gonna run in these. Like I've walked around in them, but
what are these?
Excited. These are the Adizero Adios Pro 3, made by the great 3-stripe brand Adidas. Home of, from Berlin, home of the fastest marathon course. Good grip at the bottom. I'm excited.
So how do you feel like now it's at the end of, coming towards the end of the year, like how do you feel differently from your first race this year now this one? Like do you feel stronger? Do you feel like less anxious the more you run it? Like how do you what differences have you noticed in yourself?
Well, I'm way more in shape now than I was when I first started the year. And in the beginning, that first race in the beginning of the year was my first race period. So going into that, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where to sit. I didn't know where to stand. I didn't know any of those things. Opposed to now, I kind of got the flow of, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna try to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like there are less surprises now. Like I know exactly the time I have to be here mentally, when to drink my because this is what I drink before my races. When to drink this, because like prior to this, I probably would have just drank this when we were in the hotel or like when I wake up. But it's like I want to drink it right before. You know what I'm saying? Knowing like my stomach and stuff like that, what to eat. Those are things I didn't know, but now I know. I kind of have a grasp on that.
So what tips would you give somebody that's like trying to start running marathons, but they're like in their head, they think that they are not like fit enough, they don't know where to start, being as though like you started running, like, you know, you really started running physical marathons like this year. Mm-hmm. What tips would you give somebody? You
got to go out there and just experience it. Even if you feel like you gotta go experience it, and you have to look at it like you're gonna finish. Like you're gonna finish. Like that's the mindset you have to have. Like you're gonna finish the race. Now the time that you finish the race, that might be different, but opposed to like my tip to anybody running out the marathon, there's no other experience you could get like getting out there and running. Cause the excitement from the crowd, the energy, there's a synergy when you run with a group of people that you feel, and more than likely, I don't know if you're in a big run group, you probably won't run with this amount of people at one time. So I would say like that would be my tip, just get out there and go do it.
What would you tell Teo from the beginning of this year? What tips would you give the older version of yourself? Or is that like the same question?
Nah, that's a different question, because it's like that's like a beginning. What would I tell myself? Oh, to take my diet and training more serious. So like if you just want to get into race, to do a race, oh yeah, I say the only way to do it is just to do one. But to go to a race and to really like excel, you definitely have to train for it, and you definitely have to watch your diet and things like that. But besides that, if you train, you in the weight room and you do all those things, and make sure you have fun. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. Like I know that I get in my head a lot when I'm not thinking about having fun, when it's like I gotta be super serious, I gotta hit this time. Now don't worry about that. Like go out there, have fun, be smiling, be energetic, feel the crowd, feel the synergy, smile as much as you can. Honestly, it helps. Yeah, so, and you know what we about to do? I mean, I'm not looking to PR. Like, I don't ever look to PR when I race. Personal record. I don't look to set personal records when I hit these races. I just go how I feel. So today we're gonna see how I feel. Like,
so speaking of PRs, what's your PR?
My PR for the half is 1 hour and 37 minutes, according to the Staten Island half. But according to Strava, I was faster. But that's because where they set the so even in the race game, there's like little things like you're gonna run longer technically. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, you end up running longer than what they measure. And then there's like you might take a wider turn. You really gotta study the path to get your quickest time. That's why they say Berlin is so quick, because it's like all straights. It's not like big turns. It's like, and it's not like you go out and then come back. It's like straights and then diagonals, so you can really get to where you're going to. But yeah, that's all I can leave y'all with. Shouts to Yerba Mate. Shouts to Tea by Teo. Make sure you drink all the tea possible. Drinking tea definitely helps. Take your mindful cool downs. Take some time to just relax. Take deep breaths. And besides that, like I said, have fun. I know that sounds cliche, but there's a reason why people say to have fun, to be smiling. Because if you're in your head, you're doing something very intense, you're going to stop if you're all in your head. So, let's go. That was tough. A lot more hills than they said it would be. So I basically killed myself in the beginning. It was hard, but still got a PR. Still did it. Shouts to Adidas. What happened?
I was putting it down to the shoes.
Oh, it's cool. We still got it. Shouts to Adidas. You know what I'm saying? My initial impressions coming soon. You'll hear all about it. But I still got like 4 more weeks out to Honolulu. I got a lot of training to do. Met a lot of cool people. Check out 5 Point Yoga in Malibu if you ever on the West Coast. Tell Max sent you.